back in the groove, baby. Maybe not New York groove, but back in the groove for sure. Comeback win last week, baby. Back in the W column. Whew. After 2 weeks of some pretty brutal beatings, it's great to be back in the W column. This is your king right here, your dictator, I would usually call it. Signing in for week 5 of the fantasy football battle for the belt. Now, so this week I'll be covering pretty much our incentives so far right now. I think this process has been going good for everybody that won their incentives. I have put your incentives up. For people that don't know who got their incentives, Mad Dog got his incentive of 15 points because Jared Goff, in losing effort against the Buccaneers, still threw for like 400 yards somehow. Dan, Too Legit Quick Falcons got the 10 points for Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. And Dirty Birds got 5 points for Matt Ryan being Matt Ryan. Can't win a game, but he can throw for fucking 300 yards easily. So we got all those incentives in place and ready for you. As it says, I put the numbers on you yet. It hasn't really showed me that the numbers are on your team yet, the 15 plus and 10 plus and 5 plus, but it's out. It should be there. If it isn't there, I'm going to edit it. If I see a final score is within 15, 10, or 5 points, I'm going to edit it and, make it where you got the W or the loss or whatever. I'll figure a way out. So, right now, you got the incentive points. We're going to talk a little bit about predictions and what happened last week for sure. Last week, I got my win. Sorry, Mel, but I had to get my win. I had to get it back in the W column. So, got my win last week. It was a close game, but James Conner put me over the top. Juju Smith-Schuster, I guess he just doesn't have the rhythm with Mason Rudolph that he had with Ben Roethlisberger because, he's just not there right now. He's just not there right now. He came out good with week 1, and week 2 he came out pretty well. And then Ben Roethlisberger goes down, and he just hasn't. It just doesn't seem like the rhythm's there with him. So we'll see. We're gonna see if maybe Mason Rudolph develops a rhythm with Juju Smith-Schuster later on in the year. He's definitely on the trade block. If anybody wants him, I'm definitely putting him on the trade block. I will say that right now that he's on the trade block. But past that, he's my team has looked pretty good. Is looking pretty good. Our quarterback situation has been kind of fixed. Phillip Rivers is always a good fantasy quarterback for sure. Kyler Murray has started to look a lot more amazing. So we're going to see for sure if, the quarterback situation gets fully fixed. I'm hoping it does. So let's get into some of the wins besides me. We had Dirty Birds over El Chapo, which I'm sorry that your team has to just be that bad this year. Learn how to auction draft. Again, learn how to auction draft because I think I'm going to start auctioning draft. I think that's going to be a draft process from now on, is auction draft, because I love it a lot. I think I'm just got to narrow it down because it's pretty long, so I think I'm going to have to narrow down positions because the defensive player positions are kind of fun, but at the same time, it's kind of overdoing, I think. So I think I am going to eliminate the defensive player positions next year, but it's kind of fun. Definitely defensive lineman for sure. I think defensive lineman definitely is going to be one that's going to kind of go away, but backs has been iffy, so we'll see about that. But right now, right, I don't know how you're going to get a W, but there's a will, there's a way, I guess. Let's see. We had Mr. 2000, Doug over Travion pretty handily. Doug's team is just looking phenomenal right now. Can't lie, his team's looking phenomenal. I said it I'll start off the podcast with just admitting that his team looks phenomenal. So You know, looks good. Um, we, hey, I know you're scared of these incentives, but shoot, the way you're beating teams right now, unless I put the incentives at 100 plus or 50 plus, you look like you're going to probably win the game. And luckily, you don't get to play against anybody with that won the incentives this past week, so that sucks as well because you don't even play anybody with that got the incentives. So your team's still looking by. We always have a team every year that goes undefeated almost into the playoffs and then winds up losing when they get in the playoffs somehow. So Doug's team looks like it's going to be that team. He had a great year last year. Almost came into the belt bowl. Now this year it looks like his team is going to for sure be in a belt bowl, but we'll see. We'll see how the team lasts. We had Mad Dog over Category 5 rings. Mike, you said you want to be on the podcast. I said if you were winning, you can get on the podcast. But you can't get on the podcast if your team is the second worst team in the league. And we shouldn't even include Rohit's team because he didn't do the auction draft or any of that. So it's kind of like his team was going to be bad to begin with. But Mike, you was there for the draft. You got your players. You have to do better. You have to. Come on, Mike. I believed in you. You had a good year last year. You look like you finally have grown into a fantasy football player. And then you're one of the oldest members in this group, man. You look like you was there. I just believe in you. I root for you, Mike, on a daily basis. And man, it's rough. It's rough right now, but we'll see. I believe in you, man. I believe in you hard. Well, after that, we had two legit to quit Falcons over Hotel Odell Holiday Inn. Haley, baby, you're on a 2-week skid. Hey, I know about 2-week skids. I went on one. We'll see if you can get out this week and get off the skid. So, with that said, I guess I need to get into predictions for this week. This week's predictions, I have Mad Dog over me. Ed's team's just looking really good. Plus, he got the 15-point incentive, and I think that's really going to be what tops it is that he just gets that 15-point incentive to it. So, I think I'm just going to go back in the L column. But you know what? Playing with somebody that has, so much incentives, I'm fine with it because I know when the playoff comes, Ed, there's no incentives. It's one-on-one, and I'm coming at you. Give me your word. Then I got Team UWG7 over El Chapo. Rohit, he's just got it. Your team's just not there this year. So, Trey gets pretty much a bye week. So, feel happy, Trey. We got Mr. 2000 over Team 12. Mel, your team's looking really good, which is weird because you wasn't there for the fantasy draft either, and you wasn't there for the auction draft. Your team looks really good, and I barely beat him last week. He's won a game. He's been in every game, really. So his team looks good. He's not gonna beat Doug's team. Doug's team is just. Realistically, until the injuries come, Doug's teams are going to be pretty good. But when the injury bug starts kicking in around week 8, 9, stuff like that, we'll see how Doug's team shows up then. Two legit to quit Falcons over Dirty Birds in the game of the week. By the way, I call this the game of the week. It's you look at both of those teams. I don't know if anybody else looks at the other people's games and see what their scores are and just follows their scores. I do that personally. I follow people's scores and go, dang, this game's close. Ooh, that's really close. I see if teams pull away or teams come back, and again, fantasy football just amazes me. It just amazes me, seeing teams come back, seeing teams pull away, seeing teams, seeing close games, things like that. So I'll be keeping an eye on this game. Both teams look really good, and both teams match up very well with each other. So we'll see. I got two legit to quit Falcons beating out the Dirty Birds by a few points because that's one of those games where both teams, interesting enough, have incentives. So, Too Legit got 10 points and Dirty Birds got 5 points. So, we'll see if those incentives actually help fluctuate who wins the game and stuff like that. So, that would be really cool. Then I got Hotel Odell getting back in the winning column this week versus Category 5 Rings. Mike, you got to prove to me if that I can pick you and rely on you. I'm not just picking people just to pick people. You got to prove to me that I can rely on you when I pick you. So, Mike, right now, gotta go with my girl Haley. And hey, I got a question earlier this week. Does she actually manage her team? Did she draft her team? Did she do that? I have a witness there besides Haley that saw her draft her own entire team. My dad, to legit quit Falcons, was there at the draft party with me and saw her draft her own team. So, no, she definitely manages her team herself. This is all her. Everything about a team is her. She's just good at fantasy football. She doesn't really watch football, but fantasy football, she's there for it. So, with that said, that's my picks for this week. I guess I need to look back at my other picks to see how did I do with those picks. Yeah, I guess I need to look back at those other picks one day and see what I did with my picks. Start, keep a score and seeing how my picks go and things like that. But past that, the incentives this week, I guess I need to get to the incentives for my last thing to talk about for this week or whatever. So the incentives this week, you'll be seeing the free lowest scoring teams are going to get incentives for the next week. Free lowest scoring teams, which I'm going to go off on limit, say El Chapo is going to be probably one of them. The first lowest scoring team gets 25 points. Second lowest scoring team gets 20 points. And the third lowest scoring team gets 15 points. So we're just going to set it off as that. See if I can get some of our low scoring teams a win for once. And only one person in this league hasn't won a game yet. But past that, that's our incentives for this week. Definitely, these look like some interesting games. Hotel Odell versus Category 5 Rings looks good. Like I said, the game of the week is Too Legit to Quit Falcons versus Dirty Birds. That looks like a good game. Me versus Ed, I think that's going to be a really good game. I think the Sim's going to pull them out, but I think it's going to be a really, really good, tough game for sure. So, got some good looking games coming out here up this week. So definitely definitely get it. Ooh, this is gonna be a good week. So I'm hoping everybody has a great week. We'll see. We're just getting so much closer to that belt. So the race to the belt continues on. Peace out, everybody.